Warning, this video may contain content that may not be suitable for children or anyone else that is easily offended. Strong language, graphic content, nudity, bad jokes, and a possible idiot, aka myself, may be featured in the following clip. Viewer discretion is advised. And is not responsible for any damages that you receive watching this video. Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Zems, and welcome back to another reaction video. Today we're gonna react to Mrballen. Someone in this photo has an evil secret. So if you guys haven't already, be sure you shoot down the description box, call a link, go watch the video in entirety, because I'm gonna be pausing and stopping and talking through the whole thing. We hit 5,000 subscribers, man, and it's continuing to grow. I don't know what you guys are doing. I don't know if you're talking to your auntie, mom, uncle, brother, sister. I don't know what it is, but you guys are doing it. I don't know what it is, but I just feel like I feel like 2022 is gonna be our year. I don't know what it is, but if you guys do, shout out my Reprisalzems and welcome to the crow's nest. But yeah, I wonder who it's going to be. It's always the person that's least expected. It might be the baby, to be honest with you. You can't trust babies with their thing. They so innocent with their bottles and pacifiers. You're not fooling anybody. But for now, let's get it. Let's go.
Fair warning, the ending to this story is very abrupt and very upsetting.
But before we get into today's stories, if you're a fan of the strange, dark, and mysterious delivered in story format, then you come to the right place, because that's all we do. We upload once or twice every week.
So if that's of interest to you, please offer to curl the like button's hair for their wedding, but then repeatedly touch the top of their ear with the curling iron. Also, please subscribe to our channel and turn on all notifications so you don't miss any of our weekly.
Come on, 5,000 subscriber ball and dance. Let's get it. 5,000 subscribers. Let's go! That's hyperspeed. The Strangers.
Strongsville, Ohio used to be just another typical quiet American suburb. Nice homes, nice families, nice restaurants, and a mall. But in late 2017, a discovery was made in Strongsville that put this town on the map in the worst way possible. To understand this discovery, we need to go back to early 2016 when this town's nightmare began. In early 2016, two longtime Strongsville residents, Bruce and Melinda Pleskovic, received some very exciting news. Their 20-year-old daughter named Anna and her 20-year-old fiance named Jeff had just told them they were expecting a baby girl. And so Bruce and Melinda were totally excited about the prospect of finally becoming grandparents. But at the same time, they knew Anna and Jeff did not have very much money. Anna still lived at home with Bruce and Melinda. She did have a job, but she made very little money. She was a waitress at a local Applebee's restaurant.
I understand that completely, man. Like, sometimes the kid is not planning, but if you planning to have a kid and both of you are not financially stable, I feel like that's kind of selfish. And I'll tell you why. You're going to bring a child into a world of where they may or may not have something. You're not going to be able to provide the way that you want to for that kid. And it's going to hurt. It's going to suck, because I know how it is. Because my mom, unfortunately, my dad had went to jail at a young age for murder. She had to take care of us because she was the only parent. And it took me a while to understand why I couldn't have things. You know, I used to go to school and see other kids that have stuff. I'm just like, why don't they have mom and dads and they both was financially stable and stuff like that? I'm going to high school and I'm still taking the bus and I'm walking to school sometimes. You know, sometimes my mom didn't have money for lunch, you know what I'm saying? Seeing people pull up in cars and stuff like that. Like, how do you get a car at like 16, 17? That's crazy to me. Like, I ain't never seen no stuff. Like, man, those people lucky. But at the same time, I kind of look back and I'm kind of glad that I went through what I went through, because I appreciate stuff a little bit more now that I have it compared to it when I didn't have it. But if I was to choose, you know, if I was to have a kid, I would want to make sure that I'm financially stable so that I can give them what I didn't have at a young age, so they don't have to stress or they don't have to worry about what they're going to wear to school tomorrow, or if a shirt's dirty, or if you got to turn it inside out or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just that kind of stuff. So I feel like if it was an accident, you know what I'm saying, then work together and try to figure it out. But if you're having a baby and you're not financially ready, I think it's not very smart, and I don't think that's a great situation to be in, and I think it's selfish.
And as for Jeff, he had a better job working as a service technician for a heating and air company, but he didn't have enough money to support him and Anna. In fact, he didn't even have enough money to move out of his parents' home. He was still living with them on the other side of Strongsville. And so this couple, they're really excited about their baby, but Bruce and Melinda are thinking, you know, we really got to find a way to support them, because they are just not prepared for this first child. And so Bruce and Melinda, they talked it over and they decided the best way to support this young couple was to tell their daughter if she wanted to, she could invite Jeff to come stay at their house. That way the two of them could be together, and once they had their daughter, Bruce and Melinda could be the great-grandparents and help take care of the baby. And in general, this would allow the couple to just continue to save money and move out when they were ready.
That's nice.
So when they told Anna they were willing to do this, Anna was so happy. She was so grateful. She called Jeff, and Jeff was equally happy and grateful and said, yes, I would love to move in with you guys. So it took several months, but finally in June of 2016, which was the same month that Jeff and Anna welcomed their daughter to the world, Jeff would leave his parents' home and move into Bruce and Melinda's home. And almost immediately after he moved in, he and the rest of Anna's family began experiencing some very strange and disturbing things around their property. Just a few days after Jeff had moved in, he and Anna were home alone. They were on the main floor of the house and they were having dinner at the kitchen table. And at some point, Jeff just happened to glance out one of the back windows that looked out into their backyard. And now this property had this huge sprawling backyard. Basically, they had all these houses kind of in a row.
Red flag. If you just moved in, you already started to experience something, then you gotta get up out of there, bro. You gotta do what's best for the baby and your wife or your husband, whatever it is you're into. Man, and then this right here, I could never, no, bro. I need some kind of security. I don't know if people can climb. I need a fence or something, bro. I don't know. This is too open for me, bro. Anybody can come from any direction, north, south, east, west, northeast. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's too many directions, bro. I need a fence. I need some cameras. I need something, bro. Anybody and their mama can just walk up the steps right there. Look at that. You can have access to every neighbor house in this neighborhood, bro. Hell no, bro.
And they all had almost like a communal backyard, this big open space. And so Jeff is looking out into this huge backyard and he sees off in the distance something strange. He doesn't really know what he's looking at because it's nighttime, it's dark, but he stands up and he walks over to the window, and as he's looking out, he sees way off on the backside of their property are these four strangers just standing there, appearing to be smoking something, and they're just kind of looking up at the Pleskovic house. And so Jeff is looking out the window at these four, not really sure what to make of them, and he calls Anna over, and so Anna walks over, and the two of them are looking out, not really sure what to do. I mean, on the one hand, these four people who they clearly didn't know, or they believed they didn't know, were definitely trespassing. But at the same time, they weren't really doing anything.
Yeah.
They were just kind of standing there smoking. But as they're watching these four people, one of them begins walking up the property towards their home and then stops alongside the Pleskovic trampoline, which was in their backyard. And this person begins fiddling with the trampoline. And so at this, Anna's like, you know what? I don't know what they're doing. I feel totally uncomfortable. And so Anna would actually call the police. And so the police, they come out. But by the time the squad car arrived in front of the Pleskovic house, the four people in back must have seen the car and they took off running. And so when the police officer went in the backyard and looked around, there was no one there, and there was also no sign they were there. There was no dropped cigarette butts or anything. They just kind of vanished. And so the police officer told Jeff and Anna, if they come back, let us know. And so the officer left. And then a little while later, when Bruce and Melinda came home, Jeff and Anna would tell them about what happened, and they would agree that that was totally strange, that in all the decades they had lived in Strongsville, they had never had anybody stroll onto their property and just loiter in the middle of the night.
I don't know, somebody lying, bro. Either the husband lying or one of them two people are lying, bro. You telling me you lived here all this time, you've never seen somebody smoking in the back of your...
And so for the next couple of days, the family was definitely on edge. But after a little while, this whole incident was largely forgotten about. Fast forward about 5 months to November 2016, and Anna was home alone with her young daughter, and she's playing with her daughter on the first floor of the house towards the front of the house. And as she's playing with her daughter, she suddenly hears what sounds like someone trying to open the back sliding glass door on the back of the house. And so instinctively, Anna thinks, okay, Jeff must be out there, or my parents must be out there, and they don't have a key or something. And so she scoops up her daughter, and she begins walking towards the back of the house to open this door for them. And when she walks into one of the back rooms, before she reaches the back door, she happens to look out one of the windows that looked out into the backyard. And standing right up against the glass is this unknown male figure with his face pressed up against the glass. And so Anna just freezes and stares at this guy. And then this guy, he notices Anna and he ducks down out of view. And now Anna's thinking to herself, this is the guy. He must have been trying to break in my back door. I'm home alone. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know if he's going to try to break in again.
Get the gun.
And so she just turns and runs back towards the front of the house. She runs upstairs. She goes in a bedroom. She locks the door and she calls the police. But by the time the police come out there and they look around, they can't find this unknown figure that was at the back of the house, and there's no sign of an attempted forced entry. And so unfortunately, they told her, look, I'm sure this was very traumatic for you, but there's really nothing we can do here. There's no evidence to suggest who did this.
Classic
so
police.
Please just, keep your house locked. And if you see anybody suspicious on your property, call us back. And so
for what? For you can miss them a third time, bro? We called you 5 months ago, you missed them. We called you today, you missed them. Bro, you gonna keep missing them. Just have a car, stick around, do a loop every now and again, you know what I'm saying, throughout the day, or, any patrols. You don't have to stay outside the house because you don't know if it's a real threat or not, but at least be in the vicinity, bro. Every time something happens, they're nowhere to be found, or it takes time to get out there. I understand that, but at least set some cameras up, something, bro. Like, why is it always happens when no one else is in the house? Why is it never happening when Bruce and Melinda's there? You know what I'm saying? Why is it always happening when they're gone? Like, I don't know, bro.
Naturally, after the police left and Anna had a chance to contact Jeff and her parents, they were horrified and they rushed home to comfort her. And then after the initial shock of this incident had worn off, the family began to speculate, do you think this might be connected to those 4 strangers we saw on our property a few months ago? It just seems odd that those 2 things would happen so close together. And then the family began to think, okay, well then who is this person? Who are these people? What do they want? Why are they targeting us? What's going on? Because as it was, the Pleskovic family, they didn't have any enemies, at least none that they knew of. If anything, the people of Strongsville adored this family, especially Melinda, the mother. For the past 20 plus years, she had been a middle school teacher in town and her students adored her. She was also a big time soccer coach in the community because she had played in college and she was still very passionate about it. So she was this amazing coach. And in the eyes of many parents in the Strongsville community, Melinda was a bit of an inspiration because she was not only the mother to Anna, she was also the mother of an 18-year-old boy named Kyle who had Down syndrome and was nonverbal. And Melinda just had this unbelievable way with him where she was so good to him. She incorporated him in everything. She got him so involved. She gave him the best life he could possibly have.
That's a big ass fish.
So anytime you saw Kyle with his mother, Kyle would be all smiles. Even though Kyle couldn't speak, it was so obvious his mother made him incredibly happy. But regardless of the reason for these strangers to be lurking around their property, the Pleskovic family was now totally on edge and found themselves constantly looking out the windows, especially at night, in fear these strangers were going to come back and might try to break in again. And unfortunately, these strangers would come back. In January of 2017, so 2 months after Anna saw that unknown figure at the window and heard the back door sliding around, Bruce's car was broken into. It was sitting in the driveway of their property. Someone got inside of it and stole his laptop. And so Bruce, he calls the police and he says, I've got to believe this has to do with the people that are harassing my family. And the police believed him and they began looking around and asking around, but they could never track down the laptop or the thief. And so once again, the family was kind of left on their own. And the police said, look, if you see anything else, let us know. But there's not much we can do here. A few months later, in July of that year, Anna, Jeff, and their daughter were all home together one night when Anna happened to look out one of the back windows on their first floor. And out on the very back of the property were 3 strangers just standing in that same spot where they saw those 4 strangers smoking the year before. And these 3 strangers are just standing there looking up at the house. And so horrified, Anna calls out to Jeff and says, look, there are 3 people in the back of our property. And so Anna, she pulls out her phone and she's calling the police. And as she's calling the police, Jeff, who's totally upset that there are these people harassing him and his family and making them feel unsafe,
he better not go
just grabs a flashlight and storms out the back door.
Bruh, please, y'all. For the love of God. I know you want to protect, bro. A flashlight, what you gonna do? Shine them to death? Like, hey, bro, you better get out of here. You better get off my ground. Like, come on, bro. What you gonna do with a flashlight against 3 grown ass men? And it's 4 people, so there's only 3. What if that's a distraction? You go outside and you get your ass clobbered, and you just sitting on the patio and they run the house and get you. Like, come on, bro. Think, bro.
Confront these people. But as soon as Jeff went out the back door, before he could even shine the light on them, the 3 people had turned and ran and vanished. And so finally, when the police did show up, they were aware of all the calls they had gotten from this family. And so they went out there and they did a serious search for these 3 strangers, but like always, nothing was found. And so the family once again was told, If you see anything else, let us know. The following month, which was August, Anna was home with her daughter, along with her mother, who was upstairs. And as Anna is in the front of the house in the playroom with her daughter, she hears the sound of somebody trying to open that back sliding door. And now immediately her radar is up because she knows what happened the last time she heard the sound. There was that person in the window. But she's thinking, okay, I can't just immediately call the police. I need to at least look and see if there's someone that I know at the back door. And so she scoops her daughter up, she stands up, and she walks around to the edge of the room she's in, and she kind of peeks her head down this hallway that will give her a clear view of this backsliding glass door. And once she finally has a full view of whoever is there, she screams because there are two large adults, as she would say, standing at the back door trying to force open this door. And so when she screams, these two strangers, they hear it, they turn around and they run. And Melinda, she was upstairs, she hears her daughter screaming, she comes flying downstairs, she's trying to figure out what's going on. Anna is hysterical, the baby's crying, and so Melinda actually calls the police about what her daughter has just seen. The police come out, they search the property, they can't find anyone, and so again, the police leave and they tell the family, look, I'm sorry this is happening to you, but we can't do anything. So please just let us know if anything else happens, and we'll be out here as soon as we can. We're bound to catch these people, but right now we just don't have much to operate on. The following month, which was September, one of Melinda's car keys.
You know what? Don't even worry about it, police. You're right. I only called you about 7 or 8 times. Don't even worry about it. I'm about to just go down to my local gun store. Give me the biggest shotgun you have and give me like one of them little kickstand thingies. I'm about to be sitting on the kitchen floor. Just wait, bruh. No, please don't come in here. Please, what do you want? I don't have any money. Please don't come in. Go ahead, bruh. It's about to be hunting season, bruh. Wabbit season, all that, bruh. You about to come in the door. I'm gonna leave it unlocked for you. Come on in, bruh. Come on down, bruh. Wheels of Fortune, Jeopardy, Family Feud, bruh, all that. Come on in, bruh. Bruh. Y'all giving too many people chances, bruh. They don't care about your life. They playing, they knocking on doors. You got your daughter there, bruh. I don't play that, bruh. I shoot first and take the consequences later. I don't care about none of that, bruh. I'm trying to see another day. I like shrimp, crab. I want to eat some more chicken sometime. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't about to kill me, buddy.
Would go missing.
Hell no.
Whoever had these keys, whoever had stolen these keys, would use it to randomly start Melinda's car in the middle of the night. And they also used it to set off her car alarm at odd hours of the night. And then also during this time frame that her keys were missing, they also discovered that there were nails jammed into the tires of Bruce's car. And so, of course, the family calls the police and tells them about what's going on, but the police can't do anything. And so, very frustrated, Melinda actually takes to Facebook and posts that someone's stolen her keys and please just give them back. And just overall, she's pleading with whoever is harassing her family to just leave them alone. But unfortunately, this post would not do anything. The harassment would continue. A month later, on October 19th, Jeff was home alone when he heard the sound of the backsliding glass door rattling. And now he knows that every time this has been heard by Anna, that there's always some stranger at the back door. And so Jeff grabs the family dog and he very carefully turns and looks down that hallway towards the back door to see who this is. And right as he pokes his head out, he sees there's this large adult figure with a hood up trying to open this back door. And so the dog sees this person and starts barking and running towards the door. Jeff runs after the dog, and this big person outside who's trying to break in, he sees the dog, he sees Jeff running, and he turns and he runs away. And so Jeff and the dog, they stay inside the house and they watch this guy just take off across the property and disappear into the trees. And Jeff would call the police, but like always, the police came out and there just was nothing they could do. 4 days later, on October 23rd, Jeff, along with his young daughter and Bruce, they went to the local Applebee's where Anna worked to have dinner there and have Anna wait on them. And then after they were done eating, they said their goodbyes to Anna, they left the restaurant, they hopped in their cars, and they drove back to their house. When they got there, Bruce was the first up the steps, and he got to the front door and it was locked, and so he knocked. And Kyle, his son, he came and unlocked the door. Bruce went inside, followed closely behind by Jeff, who was holding his daughter. They get inside and Bruce walks through the house to the back of the house where the kitchen is. He flips on the lights and there's something on the kitchen floor. And when Jeff sees it, he immediately turns around and runs out of the house carrying his daughter. He grabs Kyle along the way and just takes them straight out of the house. And then once Jeff was outside, he called 911. And when you listen to his 911 call, it sounds like Jeff is unable to process what he has just seen.
What did you see?
911, what's the address of your emergency?
Somebody's been attacked in my house.
Somebody's been what?
Attacked.
They attacked who? Who was attacked?
Mel Pleskovic. Mel Pleskovic was attacked.
She was attacked by whom? Do you know?
She was. No, we just came home. She's on the kitchen floor.
Jeff and Bruce had just discovered Melinda lying on the kitchen floor. She'd been stabbed over 35 times and shot 3 times.
I told you, it's personal, bro. I told you, it's something. I think it's the husband, somebody, bro. It's personal. They don't stab you 35 times and shoot you 3 times. They did something, bro. Or somebody in that house did something. I feel like it's the couple, but I don't know. But my detective skills is kind of rusty. But like, do you know who could have attacked them? Yes, I know who's attacked them. It's the 4 damn people we've been calling you back for the past year and a half.
She would be rushed to the hospital, but she would die that night. Although the family was in shock and couldn't even begin to process what had just happened, they were all acutely aware that whoever had done this to Melinda had to be connected to all of these strange and suspicious people that had been lurking around their property for the better part of 2 years. In fact, literally after Jeff had called 911, Bruce was inside in the kitchen kneeling next to his dying wife, and he called 911 and he would tell the dispatcher that the Strongsville Police Department really dropped the ball.
911, what's the emergency?
Please come to one for Blazing Star. I think my wife's dead. Someone we've had people breaking into our fucking house.
Sir.
And now
There we go.
killed her.
Let them know, Bruce.
Tell me the city you need to talk to.
Strongsville, Ohio.
Okay, you need to be transferred. Don't hang up.
There we go, Bruce. Put your foot in the ass.
911, what's the city of your emergency?
Strongsville, Ohio. We have people on the way already.
What's the address?
For Blazing Star. I think someone killed my wife.
You think someone killed your wife?
Yeah, it looks like
Okay,
she has stab wounds on her back. We've had people trying to break into our house all year. Stealing.
Sir,
I don't know what it is, but his reaction is just not doing it for me. You're not crying. You're not shocked. You're not distressed. You know the stab locations. Like, it's kind of weird.
Questions, okay? Are you there right now?
I just got in the door with my new son-in-law. My son Kyle was here
Okay,
with her.
sir, what I want you to do is walk outside.
The Strongsville Police Department would come out in force for this case, and they would solve it in just 4 days. And when they went public with who killed Melinda, no one could believe
Kyle.
it. Back on October 23rd,
What if it was
this
Kyle?
the night Melinda was discovered, Jeff, along with his young daughter and Melinda and her son Kyle, they were all together in the house. And at some point, Jeff had put his daughter down in her playpen and then went into the kitchen where Melinda was. And he walked up to her, pulled out a knife, and stabbed her over 35 times. And then when Melinda fell to the ground, Jeff drew a gun and shot her 3 additional times to make sure she was dead. Now, while he was doing this, his daughter is literally just a few feet away, and Kyle, presumably, is also right nearby, but he has no way of understanding what's happening to his mother. And so with these 2 totally innocent lives just right nearby, Jeff would clean off his weapons, and he'd take off his bloody clothes, and he would hide them inside of his car.
Bro, he looks like the Hamburglar. It don't look like he would even do. Why would he do that, bro?
And then he would just scoop up his daughter, and he would leave the house, leaving Kyle alone in the house with his dying mother in the kitchen, just leaves him there, shuts the door, locks it, and then Jeff and his daughter would drive to Applebee's to have dinner with Melinda's husband and her daughter. And then after several hours, when they got back to the property, Jeff knew what was waiting for them inside, and he still allowed Bruce to go inside first and discover his dying wife on the kitchen floor. Very little is known about why Jeff did this, because Jeff has actually never come out and given his motive for the crime. The running theory is that Jeff actually was not going to be able to pay for the wedding, which was coming up in a couple of days, and the wedding venue had actually contacted Melinda and said, hey, we're canceling the wedding because your future son-in-law can't pay for it. And so Melinda apparently confronted Jeff about his financial troubles, and the theory is he snapped and killed her. However, that can't possibly be the entire story for why he did this, because it would turn out Jeff was found to be responsible for literally every single suspicious event that had taken place around the Pleskovic property leading up to the attack. Meaning, every time they had seen strangers lurking around their property or people trying to break into their house, that had been because of Jeff. Either it was literally Jeff outside being one of these suspicious people, or he had asked friends or hired someone or groups of people to pretend to be suspicious people on the property, or Jeff had been the only person to see these suspicious people, and then miraculously, when other people attempted to look outside, they were gone. And so obviously Jeff was lying. And so I actually had the opportunity to speak with one of Jeff's childhood friends who was actually living roughly in the Strongsville area when this horrible murder took place. And what this person told me is that what is kind of generally accepted as why Jeff did this, according to the people in Strongsville, is that Jeff apparently loathed Melinda. Even though she had opened her house to him, he loathed her. And as soon as he moved in 2016, he began plotting to kill her. And so all of these suspicious events were Jeff's attempt at building this really intricate alibi that they had these strangers out there that were targeting this family. And so that when she would ultimately be killed by him, it would look like these strangers had done it. And at first, it totally worked. Everybody believed, the police, the family, friends, that strangers had broken into the house and killed Melinda. In fact, there was so little suspicion on Jeff after her murder that Jeff actually served as a pallbearer in Melinda's funeral.
Bruh, I would have to fold him, bruh. Oh, man. I would have just served that time in the courtroom, bruh. I would have hopped over the barrier and punched dude in the back of his head, bruh. That's why I tell you guys, bruh, no matter how good you are, man, people are still going to hate you. I think I said this in one of the other videos. It don't matter what you do, bro. Somebody's just going to find a way to hate you. Who knows what she did to him or what but you know what I'm saying? You can't open your house to everybody, bro. You can't invite everybody to your house because everybody don't have good intentions. Everybody don't like to see you doing well. So you can't invite everybody over your house. That's why I've never have thrown a party at my house, and I probably never will throw a party at my house because everybody's not your friend. Yeah, they smile with you, joke with you all the time, but they've never seen your house. You know what I'm saying? Stuff turned up missing. Like, no, I can't do it. It sucks that she had to lose her life trying to be a good person. You know what I'm saying? She was a soccer coach. She was a husband. She was happily married. She was the community loved her. And it's always that one person, bro, has that need to mess everything up or try to kill you or just like, why? You didn't have nothing, bro. And she's open. Like, people are crazy. That's like that 48 hours one time. This lady, she lost everything. She lost her job. She lost her house. And then some dude robbed her. And she didn't have anything. And he killed her anyway. And I'm just like, bro, what's the whole point of a robbery if you're not gonna get nothing out of it? And they told him, like, she just lost everything. He just felt stupid. Like, you're a dummy, bro. Crazy.
Ultimately, the police would discover the knife and some bloody clothes in the back of Jeff's car.
Idiot.
So they would arrest him and they would present this mountain of evidence against him, and Jeff would confess to killing Melinda. However, he wouldn't give any additional information about the crime. He would just basically say, yes, I did kill her. He would also never give an apology or explanation to the family. He would ultimately be sentenced to life in prison with the opportunity for parole after 33 years. During Jeff's trial, there was this totally heartbreaking moment when Bruce, Melinda's husband, spoke. And he would say their son, Kyle, does not understand that his mother is gone. And so now, every time they go out to eat, which is something Kyle really likes to do and he used to love doing with his mother, he'll just sit and stare out the window, eagerly expecting his mother to show up any minute. But of course, she never does. So that's going to do it, guys. If you got something out of today's episode and you haven't done this already, please offer to curl the like button's hair for their wedding, but then repeatedly touch the top of their ear with the curling iron. Also, please subscribe to our channel and turn on all notifications so you don't miss any of our weekly 1 or 2 video uploads. We are now selling merchandise like flannels and hats and sweatshirts and all sorts of stuff. If you're interested, go to shopmrballen.com. If you want to learn about upcoming deals and promotions for our shop, go to our shop's Instagram page. The username is just shopmrballen. If you want to get in touch with me, you can direct message me on Instagram or on Twitter. My username for both platforms is the same. It's just Mrballen. I also have a ton of content over on TikTok where my username is also Mrballen.
Facts.
We also have a second YouTube channel just called Mrballen Shorts where we post random short videos and lost episodes. We also have a Facebook page just called Mrballen where we post condensed versions of the longer episodes you see on YouTube. If you have a story suggestion, please submit it to our subreddit just called Mrballen. It's linked in the description below. So whether I see you on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Reddit, YouTube, Facebook, or some combination, just know that I really appreciate your support. And until next time, that's going to do it. See ya.
Mrballen's videos just always hit different, bro. Oh man, like it's just the fact that if you knew you hate this one, why even move in with her? You get what I'm saying? Like you wanted to kill her from the start. That's the only way I could think of it. Because if they offer your home to you, if you don't like somebody, why would you want to go stay with them? You get what I'm saying? He was just evil. He just wanted to kill just to kill. He didn't have a reason to do it. But I felt like it was personal because 9 times out of 10, when you read books or watch any detective shows, if you get stabbed that many times, bro, and then shot afterwards, like it was personal. I don't know what he did or what she said to him when that people called and said there was canceling the wedding. I don't know if they had like a little, you know, life insurance policy or whatever, but like this dude is crazy. And the fact that he could have been one of the criminals was just like, yeah, I didn't notice his double chin when he was at the window. Like nobody seen his face. Was he wearing a mask and stuff? You know what I'm saying? These days, bro, this would have all been ended if they would have just shot the shotgun, bro. 100%. They would have just shot through the door, bro. Telling they was about to break in my house and you shot him. But me personally, I probably would have been in jail because you're not about to keep coming to my house and popping my tires and stuff like that. You're trying to, in my mind, you're trying to kill me. So yeah, install cameras, man. Learn how to use weapons. If you're not comfortable with shooting a weapon, man, start with pepper spray, a BB gun, bro, slingshot, something, bro. You gotta have something to protect yourself these days because you never know when you may need it. It's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it, bro. 100%. But you already know what this video is by, Mrballen. So if you guys haven't already, be sure you super down the description box. Click on the link and watch the videos in entirety because I was pausing and stopping and talking a lot through the whole thing. Thank you guys so much for the 5,000 subscribers. If you guys are channel, my name is Reprisalzems, and welcome to the Crow's Nest. But yeah, man, thank you guys so much, man. Hopefully this channel keep going in the right direction. I know by next year, or not next year, this year, I'm going to start implementing gameplays again, probably sometime in August or September, whatever I get done with deployment. But yeah, man. But again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.